Manapo over here. We brought a D. We call him Big D.
Oh, you used to call me Big D, yeah?
Big D in the house. That's right. Hey, and I remember you actually making a recording.
Did
right?
I?
You made a recording, and I have it somewhere. I have a recording. We're going to have to find it.
Huh.
And we're going to slip it into the final cut of this podcast.
You have a recording.
Like, what's up? This is Big D. You were like, what, 17, baby?
No, 18. When we were neighbors, I was like 18 to 22. Yeah.
18 to 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What year you grad?
Huh?
What year you grad?
Why you gotta go there? wait. Why you gotta go there? This guy.
No, I was thinking how old, because you already had your own house. You were young, but you guys were doing. You had your own house.
Yeah. Well, I was married at 23.
Okay.
Most people are still dating, still learning how to date at 23. I was married.
I think I got married at 23 too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the thing is, most people, when they get married young, they're not married. So the fact that you're still married, ham bumps, baby. You know, nobody said it was going to be easy.
You know, I think there's advantage and disadvantage to marrying young. On one hand, maybe you cannot work it out because you weren't even grown up yet. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, it's like two trees that can grow together.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because when people are independent for too long on their own, they're independent, they can always go back and say, you know what? I did it before.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's interesting.
When you're growing up with each other, like you said, you're growing as a tree together.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we need each other. Like, it's like we don't do anything in this life without each other. It's like you're growing up with each other, especially because I've been with my wife since I was like, I think a junior.
Oh, you guys were high school?
Sophomore, junior. Yeah.
Did she go Campbell?
Well, she went to Cam. Dude, I went to Campbell. And I'm like, I'm going to marry up. Up on the hill. You know what I mean? I went to marry somebody up on the hill.
Right.
Oh, man. And the thing is, like, I was already in the DJ music, sound and lighting type of business already from, like, high school.
Really?
Yes. And so for her project graduation, I snuck in.
Really?
I got into the project graduation. I didn't last too long because like I started hanging around her, right? We started holding hands, kissing, and all of her teachers knew that her boyfriend didn't attend the school.
Oh.
And so I was asked to leave by an undercover police officer.
They had undercover Kamehameha. You guys put undercover police officer.
It was a parent. It was a parent, right?
Oh,
and he's
like a
cop.
chaperone.
He was a
police
chaperone.
officer.
And so I would have been charged, get this, with party crashing.
That's a charge?
I had no idea unless he made it up. And I was like really young and dumb and be like, okay, officer, I will leave now. But not before hitting up the ice cream bar.
I heard, because one of our agents went to Kamehameha, I heard their lunch hall is just buffet all day. Like rao, pig, hamburger steak, just all
a buffet
kind of food all day.
And if you don't want that, you can just go with the hamburgers and the cheeseburgers, right? They had a fountain soda machine. I don't know if they still have it. Juice, water, soda, whatever you like, and just fill it up. Like that was like, it's Kamehameha, bro.
They don't know about
Fit
that.
for a king and a queen.
They don't know about that public school corn chowder day.
Ooh, baked spaghetti. Which was actually not bad.
Hey, but when I went to Campbell, the Portuguese sausage breakfast was good.
You had that?
We had Portuguese sausage fried rice breakfast.
You know what I had? 2 pork cash, 1 monopool, and 1 spree.
Monopool man.
I remember having $1, and all I could buy was 2 pork cash and 1 spree.
North Road. Monopool man on North Road.
Yeah, or if I was in Waipahu because I was catching bus home. But yeah.
Let me so before my parents bought the house by you, senior year, I grad 2002, in that summer they bought that house and we moved in, and you guys had already moved in recently. But before that, we lived in West Rock, Fairways.
Right.
And the Monopool man that would come to West Rock, it was his last stop in the afternoon. So he could come like 3, 4 o'clock. I remember one time, they get the silver tongs, they grab the pork hash, the rice cake, whatever. Inside the thing, I ordered pork hash. Inside the thing had half a cockroach.
No.
So that tells me he whack them.
No.
And then he cut it in half.
No.
And still using the tongue.
Flavor Town, baby.
Bruh.
The struggle is real.
I couldn't eat Manapua Man after that. At least not that one.
I mean, we grew up on the Manapua truck, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I'm born and raised Honakai Hale.
Honakai. Yeah.
Not Nanakai. Nanakai is a little further down.
Only the real ones know there's a difference.
There's a difference, right? There's Honakai and there's Nanakai.
Yeah.
Separated by the stream, or what is that called? The canal.
Oh, okay.
Which was the hangout spot.
Yeah.
Right by the wastewater plant. But we're going too deep. Show me online, but bring me back out. But the thing is, our Manapua truck, Mr. Lee, he had katsu, he had hamburger steak.
Oh.
And I wish I could have his food today because it was super ono. His mac salad was just unbelievable.
Mac salad?
Mac salad. And
that's food truck.
His menu was like $2.
Wait, did your so you know I was from the mainland originally, right? You remember that? But when I first moved to Hawaii, we lived Makakilo. So by Makalani Elementary.
Yeah.
The Manapua man that used to come over there. Fried noodles are so good. But over there's some Section 8 and some whatever, and so you could pay with food stamp. But food stamp, $2 for one. So $2 of food stamp was worth $1 of Manapua man.
Oh, I see.
Did your guy do that?
I don't know, bro. But he took quarters, pennies, nickels, and dimes.
Anything,
I know that. Anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, if we didn't have a Manapua truck, we didn't know what we was going to eat. I mean, we in Honakai Hale back then, there was nothing. Yeah, never have kapole.
Yeah.
Your nearest supermarket was Waipahu or like the Waianae store. Not even have Waianae store. Was the kind, the Nanakuli Superette.
Not even the Safeway and Kapolei?
No.
Oh.
No,
because by the time I came to Hawaii, 96,
never had.
90, had the Safeway, but that was it.
Was only one 2-lane, from
Farrington.
From like Campbell Industrial Park to go up Makakilo.
Yeah.
Never have any of that over there. Nothing.
Yeah.
So I love my Manapua truck, man. And that's hard work too. You know what I mean? To be on Manapua truck.
They gotta wake up super early, cook the food.
You gotta deal with all us kids. You know what I
mean?
But I knew this interview was gonna be talking about food eventually, right? 'Cause it's very relatable. I mean, I can imagine you was probably the brother going, "Hey, Mr. Lee, how much your 50-cent noodles?"
Probably
50 cents. Stupid. No, but he was the man. And I used to wonder, how he keep his mac salad cold? How he keep all his, drinks cold?
Yeah.
He would tell me, when I go home, I plug in my freezer, and the thing freeze all night. And then during the day, I just take them out and I just run them without the power.
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, interesting. Because you don't have generators,
right,
really, that you could put on the back of the truck like how people do now. You know what I mean? Right. And nowadays, of course, food truck events, right, is huge, bro.
Hey, you know what? They should have, like those bougie food truck events. They should have like a elevated Manapua truck. You know what I mean? Something like that, like a nostalgic.
And I've never seen at these, what you said, bougie food truck events.
Yeah.
One Manapua man.
I think it would hit. I think even a restaurant.
Take me back, bro. Take me back.
Yeah.
I mean, the hot dog in a bun. Everybody grew up with that.
Yeah. Or the ham and cheese roll.
Ham and cheese roll, yeah.
And then
And you notice how the pork hash, though, just the meat starting to disappear? It's like wrapper. You know what I mean? It's just wrapper hash.
one wet wonton chip.
Yeah, it's just not like before. Before was fat.
Like 7-Eleven.
Yeah, 25 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, that's why I would get 2 pork hash, 1 spree. You know what I'm talking about when I say spree?
The soda.
No.
No? What is that?
That's the small little candies, the spree.
Oh,
the small candy, yeah. So one whole roll was 50 cents.
Oh, okay.
So for $1, I gained 2 pork hash and one whole roll of spree.
Oh, you wouldn't go for the hot flakes?
Oh, hot flakes. I love hot flakes too. I still buy hot flakes till today.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know one brother that ate one hot flakes recently.
Yeah, no, still get. Yeah, still rush them. And that hot flakes is actually a fruit that's actually good for you.
It's like a plum or something?
Something like that. Like, so, you know, it's getting in your fruits and vegetables, you definitely got to have hot flakes, bro.
Well, we counting lihimui as fruit and vegetable category too now?
Sure. yeah, especially when you're doing like the moonshine with lihimui and lemon peel. Oh, it just went up a level. Oh,
I know. So I know. I'm not gonna say how because I know there's laws and stuff. But I know a guy. I don't even know him. I get one distributor. I get one contact that sells moonshine under the table.
Yeah, Raja.
And it's pickled mango, rihimui, a lemon peel, some white one. I forget, like ube or not ube. I don't know, something.
Well,
it's so good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is it just these people take vodka, put them in mason jars, and add flavor, or are they actually making something?
I think you're on the right track in making a beverage, a drink. You know, especially.
It's good though.
I don't think people are taking the time to actually do a moonshine like how you would see on the moonshining TV. Yeah. But my distributor,
my friend's distributor,
that I heard, that I heard about, actually has Melona bar flavor.
Oh,
so it's a Melona shine, as well as the plum, right? Like the ube, or the ume. And you get the lemon peel. You get the lihimui.
Yeah.
And then one called the white rabbit.
Oh.
So old school white rabbit candy. They make the white rabbit.
Wow.
Which was also my nickname in school. Actually, my nickname in high school was Chubbs.
For real?
Yes. Because I was 300.
You were?
I was 300. Then I went down to about 225. And then now I'm pushing back again. I mean, I must be like almost 250, 60 maybe.
How was?
And it's just been like nuts. But anyway.
How was going Campbell back in those days? Because when I went Campbell, it was first 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
People talk about it to this day. In our generation time, first 2 years we went, it was crazy. It was like, they would have riots on Wednesday, shut down the school for the rest of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, till everyone come back to school on Monday. Because big scraps, Makakilo versus Eva Beach, whatever, right? And it was nuts.
I knew it was going to be nuts my first day of 7th grade Ilima, when there was a girl fight in the field and the shirts went off. And it's probably the first time I ever saw him in real life. And I was like, what? And it was not. I just knew that this was going to be a nuts year.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, it was really old school, kind of run down. It's, back then the cafeteria was boarded up. Now they get windows. I blew my mind that the cafeteria get windows at Ilima. And then, of course, went to Campbell. My favorite class was Tano. Tano's class. He was a woodworking.
Play ukulele, right?
Yes,
Mr. Tano.
Mr. Tano.
He used to teach me songs.
Yes. Also did a lot of electronics. In like all 4 years of electronics in there too.
So, was that your segue into the entertainment industry?
Kind of.
So let's lay some foundation. So you were a radio host, personality, local household name, and still are. But you were doing that actively for 20 years? How long?
Yeah, like 23 years.
Wow.
23 years, same radio station.
Yeah.
Same morning show, waking up the same time.
Yeah.
Early. Yeah. The show started at 5. Most times you're in there at 4.
Harbor Court building.
This was I parked at the Harbor Court, but it was the Pioneer Plaza on the 7th floor. At first it was Caribou Broadcasting, then it went to Cox Radio, and then now it's Summit Media.
Okay.
And so much things have changed, because when I first started radio, we barely had internet. We had like dial-up. The web pages was so basic.
Right.
Most of the news came over what's called an AP.
What is that?
Associated Press. And it was something that was printed from the mainland, or somebody had to print it up, and it was on a printer there. And you get like this printed paper with the pukas on the end, and it was just so different.
So, the one you have to tear off the sides?
You gotta tear off the sides, yeah.
And so, was it like in between, but like, hey, this just in, there's a fire in Y&I or something? Yeah.
Yeah, over the AP, the Associated Press. And, there was like a central place that would get all the information and send it out. And as the radio, the key in radio and sort of like in podcasting is you're trying to paint a picture, in someone's mind, yeah, because they can't see what maybe you're seeing or what you're envisioning. But being in the studio, sitting at a desk with 4 other microphones, everybody looking at each other. One person's looking at the computer. The other person is trying to find information. The other person is just talking, and you're all trying to put on a show and work together. You got like a few minutes, and then you hit the song, right? And the song's, 3 minutes, 4 minutes at the most. You're lucky you get a 4 or 5 minute song. That would be the bathroom break song.
Yeah.
But then being able to also record calls coming in and do all of this and cut it and edit it all within 3 minutes.
Right.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I did it. And I was actually really good at it.
Yeah.
And you're just in a zone. My first partners was Billy V and Charlie Espina.
Yeah.
Charlie Espina ended up moving to Maui and working in Maui in radio. She's retired like twice. She's still in radio. Love you, Charlie. And Billy V is my sensei who taught me everything in radio. And, that evolved to Billy V, Lena Girl, and Pipi.
Yeah.
I stepped away from radio for a little bit. I went into the afternoons. I stepped away from the morning show. And then I came back, and it was just Lena Girl and Pipi.
Yeah.
And then slowly everybody just left me, and then it was just Pipi. Pipi in the morning, baby.
Yeah, I think there's a dynamic when you have a co-host. Like, it can be 1 + 1 = 3, right?
Yeah.
With you and Lena Girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, you got each other's back. You're waking up with, like, she was my radio wife,
Yeah.
It's like, it's so different. They see you at your best. They see you at your worst.
Right.
Everybody's having their moments, right? And so it's really awesome, though, to build that kind of relationship and still be co-workers, but yet family.
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely, I know you didn't ask it, but I definitely miss being on radio.
Yeah.
I don't miss the behind the scenes with the corporate side. Who does, right?
Who does, right? Yeah.
But I miss the listeners.
Right.
I miss the people. Yeah. I miss promoting local music, the local artists. I miss giving away prizes that people never thought they would win.
Yeah. A concert.
Trips to Vegas.
Yeah.
An Escalade. Giving away cars. Giving away cars for a year, or just having like major big prizes, life-changing stuff.
Wow. You gave away Escalade.
Yeah. We gave away. I remember a Nissan truck.
What's the biggest thing you ever gave away? The Escalade.
Probably, yeah.
Wow. What was that wasn't a caller number 10, right?
No, it wasn't just a caller number 10. It was a long. We even we promoted. We gave away a Hummer as well. We had a Hummer sitting outside of our studio and everything.
Wow.
But we never gave away the actual Hummer. We just kind of hummed a few bars and said, "Yeah, we just gave away a Hummer." But
wow.
Yeah, it was just. We did the stupid stuff, right? Or we're giving away a Toyota,
Yeah.
And instead of actually giving away the vehicle, we had a little toy Yoda.
Oh, these suckers.
A little toy Yoda doll, and this is your Toyota. Congratulations. I mean, the kind of stuff where, they're going to meet me in the parking lot. I get off at 10.
But even when you were doing radio, you were still doing your own sound, PP sounds and lighting, right?
Yeah. Actually, was doing that first before I even got into radio. And didn't do too much, gigs at the time when I was really trying to build the radio career. We would do a lot of radio remotes where that came in handy. I was able to set up the sound. I was able to not only MC the event, but play music at the event. I was a one-stop shop.
You remember I helped you? You paid me one time when I was like 19. I went with you Windward side somewhere. We set up.
No way.
Put the lights up.
What?
In your Suburban. Carried the big speakers out of the Suburban.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I totally.
Yeah, I did that for you one time. And I was like, oh wow. And then you were telling me like, hey man, the radio don't pay the bills. Like I still got to hustle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an interesting. It was interesting because people think everybody knows you. You must be rich, right? But you're like, no, I still got to grind, to support my family.
You mustn't have been very good because I didn't invite you back.
It's true. I just honestly just was thinking about that. He never invited
me. Maybe I tried calling, but you're like, nah, I don't want to work that hard.
It was harder work than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
That was
the speakers was more heavy back then.
Bro.
Everything was heavy.
I remember thinking like,
bruh.
Like, wow, this is a lot of work just to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. So equipment has gotten lighter.
Okay.
And it's gotten a little bit more smaller. So I still do it. I love parties. I love weddings. Weddings, that's the best event ever. Everybody's happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to have a good time. And in Hawaii, everybody like party. There's always a party until COVID hit.
How was that for you?
That was insane.
Hey, aloha, everyone. This is Derek Okahashi, host of Podcast Hawaii. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the show. I have two things to ask. Whether you're listening to this on a streaming platform or on YouTube, please go comment and follow and do all the things to gas us up and keep us going. And in that comment, let me know who you'd like for me to have a conversation with next. Is there an interesting university professor, someone who owns a business, a controversial person, a politician, whoever you want to see on this show, please let me know in the comment section of whatever platform you're on. Also, I am a real estate agent and a real estate team leader. My small team, Core Team Hawaii, is one of the top real estate teams in all of Hawaii. So if you have anything in real estate, if you have any need at all in real estate, please think of Core Team Hawaii first. Go to coreteamhawaii.com. The link will be in the description of all of these shows moving forward. Book a call with me. Let's get you taken care of in real estate. Back to the show.
Until COVID hit.
How was that for you?
That was insane.
So at that time, you're transitioning out of radio, your personal business, and many people's personal business is stunted.
Yeah.
You have a wife. You have a daughter with special needs. Mm-hmm. COVID must have been kind of a rough time, huh?
That was super rough because literally, I think it was March of 2020. I had lost my job January. COVID hits in March. And so, at first I was like, I'm just going to do more gigs,
Right. Grad season coming up.
Right. Looking good. And then all of a sudden, the one thing you thought that would never happen, right, is no parties.
Right.
In Hawaii. Where we party for anything, any reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you got an A on your report card. We're going to throw a party this weekend, boy. You know what I mean? Like any reason to party, we're going to party. So it was tough. And so it's like, man, I'm trying to think back. Like, it was really tough to just day in and day out. You feel like, wow, like what am I going to do now? But
that time was a blur, right?
Yeah, and everybody's kind of going through that same situation. People were losing their jobs because of the events and the tourism, right, in Hawaii. Unemployment, everybody was trying to get unemployment. I was one of the lucky ones. I was able to apply for unemployment before the rush came through. So I did have some money coming in. It wasn't a lot, especially with the way Hawaii prices are, right? It was hard. So I had to look at other streams of income. And that's one thing that I knew when I was in high school. I got into Amway. And I got to learn about multiple streams of income. Mm-hmm. And, millionaires and people with money don't just have a job. They have multiple lines of income.
Right.
And so I had to look at, what other lines of income can I create? Yeah. And so you start looking at other things. And I did stumble upon something that I'm still involved with and believe 100% in today. This is 3.5 years later. And I'm still doing it, and I'm loving it. Even though parties have come back, it's been busier than ever. There's definitely a lot more sound guys out there than ever. Yeah. Competition is steep. But if you do you do a good job, you take care of the client, you show up. If you say you're gonna be someplace, be there. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. You know what I mean?
It's a big deal, especially when you're at someone's wedding or at someone's
the biggest day of their life.
Yeah, just being on time and delivering is a lot of it, right?
Just like when you're selling a house to someone, right? They're trusting you with everything. Yeah, to bring that deal home, right, for their family. So it's like it's something that I think more and more people should take into consideration and really hone in on being good for your word. Yeah, and I learned that from being in Boy Scouts.
You were in Boy Scouts?
So not only was I in Boy Scouts, I'm an Eagle Scout.
Were you raised Mormon?
No.
That's a big assumption, but a lot of times Mormon kids do Boy Scouts and stuff.
Yeah, and it's because of the skills.
Structure.
Yeah, the way what you learn, and just how a good way to bring yourself, be a good upbringing.
Oh, you get pictures of you when we clip these shorts for Instagram and stuff. I like one Boy Scout picture.
OMG. Yeah, nah, I don't know if still get. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I did an Eagle project which I'm very proud of. We helped build a portion of the trail up Kua Okala, which is above Yokohama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you know how you drive up, right? You drive up to the big golf balls up there.
Yeah.
So there was this trail, and the trailhead started near this water tank. And so for the cyclists, the equestrian folks, it was really hard for them to maneuver around this water tank to begin the trail. So I worked with Na'alahele, Kurt Cottrell, who is now like the big boss at Na'alahele. And this is the guys that take care of our trails here in the state of Hawaii. And so I worked with them. We did like 3 weekends of hard, intense manual labor. And we actually rebuilt the entrance to start in another area where there was a parking lot. And we really built a whole new trail, which is still there today, which everybody still uses. Wow. It's like one of my biggest accomplishments, and it, like I said, it not only took the labor of being there for the 3 weekends, but I had to plan everything. Had to plan transportation, had to plan food, had to plan, working with the state and getting all the paperwork done, getting all the permissions done.
Wow.
And so for someone that is 17 years old, because once you're 18, you cannot already be one Eagle Scout. You have a deadline. Your 18th birthday.
You were doing it all the way through high school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Wow.
And so before I turned 18, we had to do this Eagle Scout project, and we did it. I did it with the help of my dad. My dad was a Scoutmaster. At the time, nobody was stepping up to be a Scoutmaster. He was in scouting. He believed in it. He's probably about my age now that he was scouting. And I don't know how he did it, with having a job, a family, and still dedicating his time to scouting. We made sure we did a hike every month or a camp every month. Every month we was doing a hike or a camp service project, building our community up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that something you would recommend to kids?
Absolutely. I recommend it to the families to get kids in scouting. Obviously, things have changed. Girls are now involved with Boy Scouts. They want to, I don't know if Boy Scouts can be involved with Girl Scouts, but somehow girls can now be Boy Scouts.
What if the boy identifies as a Girl Scout?
See, we never had that problem.
That wasn't a thing.
No, we never have that problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do you.
Do you?
Do I think it's right to have girls in Boy Scouts? I don't think that we need it because we had Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
There's skills that we learn.
Do the Girl Scouts do like?
That's what I mean. Like
manual stuff.
But that's what I mean. Like if that's what they wanted to teach the girls, as times changed, if they, instead of doing baking classes, we're going to do construction classes.
Oh, I see.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, go for it.
Empower them, right?
Absolutely.
Empower them. Yeah. You have a daughter.
But I do feel that there's a reason why there's Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. I mean, I just don't know how they can have boys and girls 13, 14, 15 in the same tent.
I don't know either.
I don't know if they're doing that, but to me, that's a little too close to comfort.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We had our Boy Scout camp. One of the fun things was to hike to the Girl Scout camp. You know, like it was just different times, bro. Different times, you know. But scouting definitely was huge in my upbringing.
Wow.
You know, and just be a person, right? Instead of being a man, be a person of your word.
Yeah. Oh wow. You know? So that's
and with that, we'll be right back after these short messages. No.
So those principles have served you throughout, whether it be radio, your own business, your new hustle, the deliver, and you learned that in Scouts.
Yes.
Yeah. What is? I was thinking about something during when you were talking about the party thing. What's like the craziest thing you ever saw hosting an event or doing the lights and sounds?
Craziest.
The bride ran out and said, "I'm not doing this," or the ex-husband came to scrap the groom. Like,
luckily, no. We never have
nothing like that.
Any of those. But seeing a cake fall,
that's not too bad.
You know, but it's like a 3-tier cake that they probably spent $1,200 on or whatever, right? It just falls. The hotel does something to it. I haven't had real crazy. I mean, they get crazy when we dance in, you know, and. You know, sometimes the stripper comes out of the husband. Sometimes, you know, he just we've had. I think there was one where a stripper was invited to the wedding reception. Just crazy stuff, but not too nuts.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, you know. But what happens at our wedding parties tend to stay at our wedding parties.
Yeah.
But nowadays, right, it eventually makes its way to Facebook or Instagram.
Everyone has an iPhone now.
Yeah, which back in the day, never have.
Let me ask you this, because I've talked. We have another channel for our real estate. It's real estate, and it's just Hawaii stories and culture, and we talk about the nuances. You know, we try to explain whether it be local people or mainland people coming. Like, you know, West Side is different from East Side, is different from North Shore, from town, and just dig into that nuance. So for you. Is throwing like on grad party or like on baby's first luau for like Waimanalo, like real? Does it feel a lot different than like Waianae, North Shore? Like the vibes are different.
Not
everybody local,
but in Hawaii, everybody wants to have a good time. So I always have had good vibes. Not only this island, but like every island that I've done.
Well, not bad,
events.
nothing negative, but is it like Waimanalo, they a little bit just more cruise. Like Waianae, everybody popping firework, or like, you know, is it
no
nothing distinguishable really?
No, I mean only the food. Food.
Who get the best food? Which side?
It wasn't about that. It was like I remember having Hawaiian food for like 4 days straight.
Yeah.
And 3 different islands.
Ooh, which what? Big Island, Maui, Oahu.
I had was Kauai, Maui, and Big Island.
Yeah. And
it's just incredible. Like, the food just all good. Everyone has a little different taste, right? Every different cooks and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just incredible to still be eating Hawaiian food, but have that different taste from the different islands.
Yeah.
You know, and I always go back to food because, like I said, it's very relatable, and I love food.
Yeah, we just ate before this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lane, Big City Diner.
Big City Diner.
But what I noticed though is Molokai is known for having the best pupu.
Really?
Yeah. So their pupu lines in Molokai is probably 10 times bigger than any pupu lines you've seen on Oahu.
Huh.
So the buffet will have the regular, hey, you're going to have your starch, you're going to have some meat, some noodles, you know, salad, mac, or green.
Yeah.
The pupu line, bro, get everything from peanuts to smoked taco to, of course, the poke. They're going to just pull in seaweed and opihi and just, like, everything you can think of. And then you go down to the, you know, the Japanese side with the cucumber.
Yeah,
right?
namasu.
Namasu,
Sunomono,
nishime. I mean, mean, bro. Like that's one thing I noticed about Molokai is their poo-poos is incredible.
Sound like that's the whole thing then.
Yeah.
Like that's
and
what
she lasts all night.
Yeah.
They keep replenishing the poo-poos. You can go back at 10 o'clock at night and still get everything.
Really?
They keep replenishing them, guys. It's incredible. I mean, because, you don't eat just one time. I mean, you got second, third, and fourth dinners. You know what I mean? Depending, because the parties go late.
Yeah. Nobody gonna complain about noise.
There's nowhere else to go.
Nobody.
When you're in Molokai, where else you going? Bro?
No more noise ordinance, huh?
Negative.
Nobody gonna call a noise ordinance
Right.
police, huh?
Right, exactly. But the police is the ones that's probably throwing the party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they are the nephews and the uncles and the aunties. So the whole island comes to the party. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man. Yeah. So I mean, I've been doing events and parties since I was 15 years old, since I could drive.
Wow.
Yeah, we used to do hip hop nights out at Barbers Point.
Yeah.
So Barbers
was
Point
a
was
base back then,
was on Naval Air Station base. So it had the MWR.
Oh, okay.
There was the different places, to have the officers club and all this kind of stuff, and that's what we did. My friend Leo, Arista Sounds, I learned from him. We still work with each other every day. Sometimes I will bring him on a gig just so I can be with him. He's like my second father.
Oh.
And so, like, back then, I mean, that was the craziest things too. I mean, the dollar beers, for the military folks. I would watch the ice carving artists carve like incredible ice sculptures, and then they would put it out on the table and lay a bed of ice completely around. This is probably like 3 or 4 6-foot tables long, with the ice sculptures going down the middle, and there would be tons of shrimp cocktail lining the whole bottom. And they just would go nuts.
What an interest. So Kenji, my video partner, you guys know each other from weddings, right?
Yes.
And he talks about how at some point, because he came over and all he does is, he works with us, right? But he's like, I kind of, I'll jump in a wedding here and there because it's just such a happy thing.
Yes.
It's not even about the money. It's just, so what you do for employment, for most people, I mean, occupies really, it represents your life. That's what you spend so many hours doing, right?
Well, like they say, right? You find something you like to do, you never work a day in your life, right?
Right, but some people might like being a crisis counselor, and more power to them. But you guys who are in that event space, you just by nature spend a lot of hours doing really positive energy, huh?
Absolutely.
I never thought about it that way, but it sounds fun.
And as the radio came to a close and more events came into the light, so did COVID events, where we went out into the communities and supported the communities to bring laughter, to bring healing through laughter, So with the brothers and friends, being working with those guys, we're in the community. And that's the thing, it's like, in the radio business, they want you to be in the community, right? So that you're well known, so you can promote the radio station. It's like I was doing that before the radio.
Right,
and I'm still doing them after radio.
Right.
Like being out there in the community, that is awesome, man. Bringing laughter to people who is having a hard time, It's like we all get hard times, but you gotta come with a positive attitude, What kind of blows my mind right now is that, when you see negativity on Instagram and Facebook, it seems to spread like crazy, It's like that's what people are focused on. They're always looking at that. So they're feeding their mind, their bodies, their soul with all of this negativity.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, I think you should just more than sometimes feed your body with some positivity.
It matters, right?
It does on how you feel, your self-esteem.
Yeah.
I mean, the death rate of suicides is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Self-esteem is low. People are just struggling out there. But a lot of it has to do with what you're telling yourself, what you are putting in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Your mouth, your tongue, your body is listening to what you're saying and believes it 100%.
Yeah.
So like, oh man, I could go on and on, but I love being in the community. I love spreading positivity. I love seeing smiles. Weddings is the best. Graduation parties, and birthday party luau's. I mean, I party for a living, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. As you should be.
And more community events promoting health and wellness. Healthcare is wealth care,
Yeah.
No sense you have all this money, if you don't live long, and
Right.
it's like, you're doing it for a purpose, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing so much community events from COVID and seeing that happen to now the wildfires in Maui.
What, you were there recently, right?
So I've been to Maui 4 times in the last 2 weeks. And so working with organizations to get the services out to people, of course, FEMA and the Red Cross, we invite them as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not piggybacking on their events.
You're
We're inviting them to our events because we are a little bit more cultural sensitive. Yeah. So we're going to play the local music. We're going to play some Hawaiian music. We're going to try to calm you down and invite you to get you in a space where, hey, we're on the same level and we want to help. And, there's a lot of pride, us local people. We get plenty of pride. Not too much local brothers, who are in a hard situation, going to ask for help.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. People.
I get them, Hawaiian.
People don't like ask for. Like, we're trying to get people to start a GoFundMe, and they're like, nah,
no need. That's okay.
It's like,
You know,
Auntie,
I
that's
have
everything.
I have a medically fragile daughter, and there was twice where we did fundraisers, and man, it was hard for me to accept money from other people when I know everybody is going through a hard time. Yeah. Oh, how come they giving money to me for my daughter? You know what I mean? But you also, okay, I know we're jumping all over the place, guys, but you also have to allow others to give you some stuff. You cannot steal that joy of them wanting to help you, because you're doing them one disservice.
Yeah.
Let people help you, right?
Yeah.
Accept so that they feel good.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But
I think that's where like the mixture of cultures kind of collides, because like we have a very Eastern influence, right? Like people don't realize that we have Western because we're of a Western country and economy, but then we have the plantation, cultures who are from the East, and then you have Polynesian culture, which is more giving and more emotional. And so on one hand, we're really giving and emotional. Here, let me give you food. Oh, I ate already, Auntie. No, eat again because I cooked.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's like, hey, don't ask for anything. Be humble. Be stoic. Be quiet.
Right,
so like,
right.
So
yeah, it is a fine line.
Yeah.
But just being out there in the community and helping people, because they're like Maui, they're in need right now, right?
How is it?
And the thing is, they don't know who to trust.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, we're coming into these community events. We are inviting, our federal government to have their services, but we're also bringing in community services and the different languages, we no more just Hawaiians and Samoans and Tongans. We got Marshallese, people from the Cook Islands and Chukis and Filipinos. Chinese, and we have it all in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
So having those translators there, having some musubis, having some games for the kids so that the parents can do their paperwork, just having fun with the kids and seeing the smiles so that they can forget for just a little while, that their house been burned and everything they own is gone.
And who is the person putting this event on? Like who's in charge? Who's making it happen?
There's a bunch of different local services. Papa Ola Lokahi, Lahui Foundation. There's so much. It was Aina Momona was from Molokai. They were giving away money to the people. There's so much organizations. I'm trying to think. There was just so much. I'm trying to think of all of them right now. It's really tough. But
no, that's good.
But they all come together and work together, yeah. And we came in Kahalui Community Center one day. We gave away like $200,000. Then we went to Hannibal Tavares's community center up in Pukalani because there was the Kula fires as well.
Yeah,
people forget that. Also, there was fires other places in Maui where people lost their homes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being at the Lahaina Civic Center and just seeing the people who just lost everything. And hearing the stories. Old school mama and papa who didn't believe in putting their money in the bank.
They had them in the house.
Was in the house. Everything gone, to trying to go back to, the children and the pets and people's, there's sound guys out there that lost all of their equipment.
Yeah.
you know. And now there's no events in Lahaina, right? So it's like, I mean, it's just people is suffering out there. So, and the thing is, you know, even when you're trying to get down on yourself and you feel like you're going through a hard time, just know that there's other people going through a hard time. It's not supposed to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But in a way, it kind of does. Right? It's like, I'm not the only one, but maybe if we get together, then we can make a better tomorrow or something, you know. So it's just, you know, it's, for me, just being able to continue to help other people has blessed me and kept me employed.
Wow.
Yeah.
How have you seen so you went 4 trips, 2 weeks. Yeah. We see the outrage on Instagram. We see some, you know,
that's that
rumors,
negativity,
false
right?
accusations.
Oh, man,
how is it on the ground over there? How are the people?
Boots on the ground. There is.
And what is today? Today is September 1st, 2023. What's the feeling over there?
The feeling is we need more help, not enough help. Will they listen to us? What am I signing? What's really going to happen to my my land? Right now, it's a matter of playing the insurance game. I'm talking to like insurance adjusters who just want to let the people know, you know, hey, you're entitled to this. Read the fine print. The adjuster on the insurance side has lawyers. They're lawyered up to make sure they give you the least amount of money, you know, that is owed to you. You know, and it's like, wait, I have this policy and I'm supposed to have this, this, and this. But if you don't know your own policy and you don't have a lawyer helping you, then you're not sure, yeah, because you don't speak that language, right? It's like going into another country, you know, and trying to get a hotel room without even speaking the right language. Right. So it's like, what I'm finding is we need more support on I guess the paperwork.
Legal counsel,
you know, insurance adjusters. Just be on the lookout for adjusters that, you know, trying to cheat you out of your money. But then on top of that, a lot of multi-generational homes that didn't even have insurance.
That's the one that hurts. And well, this is Podcast Hawaii, so people mostly know, but like a town like Lahaina, it was made out of the kind wood we use for bonfire at the beach. Like it was a town. You know,
a lot of historical buildings,
homes,
you know, a lot of history,
and people would like paid off generational homes, no insurance,
right.
So, well, what I'm hearing from you is some of the angst and the pain. It is real. Some of the stuff I see on Instagram,
still real, still fresh. The healing process has not started. I think a lot of people are just still in disbelief. I am, you know, and I think it's going to be like that for a while. You're in a zone where you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. We gave away 1,500 meals, 500 each day this last 3 days, you know, and just seeing people grabbing food for their family, you know, where before they didn't have to. They had jobs. People losing their house, you know, family members, they losing their job, their whole life, their whole town. Like I don't think people really realize, or they're starting to realize how bad it really was. Yeah, I heard stories of people running over hydrants to try and see if even get water, and there was no water.
They ram them.
Yeah, we needed water. They needed water.
Wow.
You know, and they would run over, you know, the hydrant just to see if it had water. You know, multiple ones, because the guy was trying to shoot the fire with his water hose, and nothing was really coming out. Went to a trickle. You know, there's all kinds of questions. Why wasn't there a pump in the ocean, you know, that could pump ocean water? You know, some people say, oh yeah, that's not good for the environment. Well, neither is the ash and the burn and everything. You know.
No, so I get one friend who I don't want to expose him to much. I don't think there's any implications about talking about it. But anyways, I have a friend who is on the federal side, and he from Maui was dying to get over there. Got over there, and he said, he's like, bruh, so far the EPA is saying, or FEMA, or whoever is saying, we need to remove 800,000 plus cubic yards of topsoil before we could even think about rebuilding. Yeah. So right now it's I don't know if it's officially a Superfund site, but there's a like an EPA designation, like they'll like an old battery dump in San Francisco or something. They'll call it a Superfund site. So the EPA restricts it. You cannot build there. You cannot do nothing there because it's too toxic.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what's happening.
That could happen.
Something to that effect. It's the ground is so toxic now.
Yes.
800,000. And I asked him, I said, how many bulk ships? Those are big ships that bring in like, maybe
the grains,
rice, whatever, sugar. I was like, how many bulk ships is 800,000 cubic tons? And he's like, bro, it's unfathomable. Like it's going to be years. So I know right now I'll probably get people that are like, nah, like, auntie, we'll rebuild your house, we get the lumber, but they cannot take that kind of action right now. Yeah. So people are like, it's just chaos, yeah. It's chaos. And but the people in Lahaina, my understanding is the government kind of wants to ask them, like, hey, come out. It's toxic in there. Like, we get places for you guys to stay in Wailuku or whatever. Like, come out. But they're like, no, because get people looting. There's people looting. There's people.
Oh, yeah. There's homes that have not been burnt down, but their community is gone. The water is terrible. The air quality is terrible. So they really can't live in their house. But their house is there. But they can't get funds because the house never burned. But they cannot live there.
Yeah. That's another tough one. I never thought about it that way.
So I mean, just Hawaii podcasters or podcast Hawaii guys just gotta go out there and continue to love on each other and support and make sure who you're giving to is the right organization. You always got that worry. Definitely scammers are out there. Terrible.
So I know some personal families that we've helped. The Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement seems like a good one. Yeah. They were doing a matching thing, so we promoted. We did a fundraiser for that. I don't want to endorse anyone's, but I know I like the ones that I feel like they run a lean model. So if not all the money, most of it's going to make it to help people. Yeah. It's good to talk about it. Everybody has their opinion on it. Some good, some bad. With social media, though, you're getting it all. Any comment you make, whether it's from your heart or not, is going to get scrutinized. Yeah. And somebody's got something bad to say. That's the good and bad thing about social media is, yes, you can put it out there what you think, put your mana'o, your 2 cents out there, but so can everybody else. Is it really helping? Is it counterproductive? I don't know. Counteractive. Well, on a positive side, so talking about being positive and our brains listening. On the other hand, it's been beautiful to see Hawaii unite in a way. People they're like, hey, we get too much stuff. You guys stop donating this kind of stuff. Donate other stuff because people are just activating. Like, hey, send clothes, send this. Yeah. Like the unity of Hawaii has been beautiful. Yeah, I never doubted that. Per capita, we are the most giving state in the whole United States. Yeah. We give more than anybody else. Even when we know more. Yeah. It was funny to see how not funny, but it was nice to see how Molokai, had boats and boats of goods, sending them straight to Maui. When Molokai don't even have one. Costco, they don't have the. They're usually the ones trying to get stuff. Go Costco, send me this, send me that. So they had friends and family, us guys in Honolulu, backing up Molokai, so that Molokai could back up Maui. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I just hope that it turns around fast and that people can get their lives back together. A lot of people can say that Lahaina should just be a memorial. Just the whole town should be a memorial. And some are like, no, we got to rebuild and have businesses. But will it be done the right way? Will the power lines be underground this time? Which would take away profits from HECO. Which means rates would go up for the locals, right? So everything going, That was, from the very beginning, I questioned HECO because I lived in California a long time now. And this guy in the Coast Guard with me, he was a firefighter, but he was a Coast Guard reservist. And have you ever heard of the Paradise Fires in California? No. Well, it's this dry town up above Sacramento by Chico, California. And they had really bad fires like that. And he was doing his Coast Guard duty, and he was like, oh, that they should have shut off the power. And I was like, what does power have to do with it? He said, well, the power lines get knocked down, start fire. I was like, oh, okay. But long story short, he was doing his Coast Guard thing. They were just finished eating lunch. The government van was leaving. He pulled out behind the government van in his motorcycle. And the people in the government van said they just saw him turn around, flip a U-turn, 200 miles per hour, gone. And they were like, what the hell is going on? Wouldn't answer. If you look at the state of California, he was on the coast and he had to go all the way inland, almost to like Nevada, I guess, or maybe above that, Utah or something. But he had to go what would normally take you like 4 hours, 3.5. He made them in like 90 minutes. Blasting him 200 plus miles per hour on a motorcycle. He had his wife in his Bluetooth, and she's like, the fire's surrounding us. I don't know what to do. And he's like, get in the truck, go find a paved area so there's no grass around you. Okay, go. She's like, all right, we're surrounded by fire. Like there's just fire everywhere. We can't get out. He's like, stay there. I'll try and find a break in the fire. 90 minutes now from the coast. The most stressful 90 minutes of his life. He gets there. The officials are waving him in the motor, like, stop.
Yeah,
he's like,
go.
F you.
Yeah.
He goes through. He busts through the fire in his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Finds her at the like shopping center or gas station, something, and then throws his bike down, gets in the truck. The truck had been on empty since he was like an hour away. Gets in the truck, blasts her out of the flames. He said, and then when they got out of the flames, the truck ran out of gas.
Wow.
He said 30 seconds, 1 minute more, my family's dead. And he came from across the state. And that's just one. And that was in California because Pacific Gas and Electric wouldn't shut off the power because then they lose money. And so from the moment it happened, I was skeptical about whether or not, what was the meeting? Like, you guys must have had a meeting. Like, hey, these winds are coming. Should we shut off the power? Probably have a risk assessment model. Go over the model, make the decision, and someone made the decision, no need. And obviously that was the wrong decision. But it wasn't, now we can talk about this. It wasn't the time 2 weeks ago to even talk about this. I'm very curious to see the meeting minutes on what did that meeting go like? When they said, should we shut off the power? Did they say, nah, too many tourists. We're going to lose money. We want to get... Like, what happened in that meeting?
There's so many reasons, bro. Like, I think the thing that you have to look at is preventive, maintenance.
Yeah, measures.
Preventive measures. But the preventive maintenance would have been like, having those breaks, having water containers nearby. Go back to Boy Scouts. If you gonna build a fire, you're gonna have buckets of water close by, in front of every tent. You had at least 2 gallons of water waiting and just...
Oh, yeah?
That's what they teach you. To put out the fire. You have it ready. You be prepared. That is our motto, is be prepared. And I think a lot of people have been complacent and just are not prepared. Turning off the power, I don't think was the answer.
You don't think so?
No. I think there's a lot of people that depend on power to live.
But they just turn it. They say, hey, guys... in a day from now, 2 days from now, we might experience winds.
But if they had cut down the brush, if they had cut down the trees, if they had stronger telephone poles, if they had really looked at the wiring, and everything was structurally sound, was it maintained? There's so much reasons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely have another podcast just about the fires.
Yeah, and right? I did some emergency management stuff in the Coast Guard when I was in, but I'm not an expert at this. Yeah. I hope that it wasn't, I mean, obviously there's negligence all around, but I hope that it doesn't show that, hey, if we would have turned off the power, it would have been okay, and someone just said, nah, no need. I hope that's not the case,
Everybody, wants to know the answer.
Yeah.
We may never find out the answer.
It might take years. Yeah, years to dissect.
I don't think that one person was there where it sparked.
You saw the video of the power lines going like this?
I saw that. Yes, we saw that,
Yeah.
So what? That's the winds.
That's the wind, yeah.
That's the winds blowing them. So could they have planned to have stronger power lines? Could they have planned 15, 20 years to go to start putting lines in that area underground?
Probably,
yeah, but wasn't cost too much money, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but what do they cost now? Lives.
Yeah.
So
the worst since only in the last 100 years, only Katrina was this bad, and Katrina was catastrophic.
And the locals talk about that too. Some of the old timers about the 100-year winds.
Yeah,
you know, it was just those perfect conditions, bro. You know,
Well,
yeah. So,
rather than that,
man, it's just that's a tough one. Maui friends, we love you.
love and aloha to them.
Continue to be strong, and we will continue to, of course, malama Maui and take care of our friends and family.
Yeah.
But you know, you just gotta keep going, and doing good for yourself. You know, good will always prevail. Being a superhero. Okay, so I'm also in the schools. So I'm doing all kinds of things. So I'm in the schools with choose love, and in Hawaii, love is aloha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely want to make sure this gets in the podcast. Okay, to always choose aloha because aloha always wins. You actually heard our lieutenant governor say that, and the way she said it was exactly how we say it in school. So I'm working with Don O'Brien with Choose Love, and we go into the schools and we talk about fear. You know, how everybody is afraid of something. Mm-hmm. So the kids go, oh, I'm afraid of the dark. Yeah. Oh, I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of getting my hair cut, right?
Yeah.
And so we tell them, okay, so open up your hands. What do you see? And they're like, nothing. They go, that's right. Fear is nothing. Most times, something that you're afraid of doesn't even happen in real life. You know, did you die of the dark? No. Did you die from the spider? No. You know, so a lot of fear out there, right? So we've been teaching the kids in school because they're seeing social media, they're seeing their parents stress out, they're seeing TV, they know what's happening, right? So we've been trying to get them at the school level to conquer their fears and to be superheroes. So, and then we get the kids in the class to be like, hey, if your friend was in need, yeah, your friend was being bullied, would you be an upstander or a bystander? You know, and so the kids, oh, I want to be an upstander. Okay, raise your hand and pledge with us to be a superhero. And we tell the kids, look around. You're having a bad day. You're having a situation. You know, look at the kids and the parents and the teachers. They have their hands up. That's the guys you go to. Okay, see something, tell somebody. You know, and have somebody help you and be a hero. So he goes, yeah, I'm gonna be a hero. And then Dawn, she goes, yeah, but what about the girls? I said, well, they can be a shiro. You know what I mean? So we get heroes and shiros, and then we get the kids, and we just and so
that's great. So empowering children.
Yeah, when I grew up, we had Frank de Lima in the schools.
Oh, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of look like Frank de Lima, so I just did my part. You know? So you know, just trying to give back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know you got to get out here, but I want to talk to you about two more things.
Sure.
So, you have a daughter, Ava, with special needs. I want to, you know, you guys maybe periodically, maybe you can do another fundraiser and we're going to tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
I know you're always
She's a miracle, bro.
In search of more nursing help that you can get.
You know, and that's another crisis in Hawaii is nursing. Hospitals paying top dollar, taking nurses away from our home care. You know, from home care for elderly, senior homes, as well as medical fragile homes. My daughter was born with spinal muscular atrophy. It's a genetic disorder. 1 in every 3 people, yes, look around, look at your friends. 1 in every 3 people are carriers of the SMA gene. You may not know. What does that mean?
Really?
So if you have a child with another person who is a carrier of the SMA gene, because 1 in every 3 people are, okay, you have a 1 in 3 chance of your child coming out with SMA, which is the 2 bad set. So we have chromosomes. Yeah, we have 2 sets of chromosomes in our body. So person with SMA has 1 bad set and 1 good set. So when I say I'm half off, I'm not lying, cuz. Okay, but unfortunately, my daughter and my wife, you know, unfortunately, my daughter had 2 bad set of chromosomes. So she had spinal muscular atrophy, which is and she had type 1, which is the most severe. Our previous chief, Michael Nakamura, had type 3. So later on as he grew older, you know, he got the effects of having the muscles atrophy. And so with Ava, our doctors told her, you know, she really not going to live past the age of 2. You know, they told us, you know, this is really bad. And they prepared us and they let us have Christmas with her without even telling us, you know, what was the diagnosis after going to the neurologist. They let us have Christmas so we can enjoy our time. And then they told us the bad news, right? So she just turned 20, bro.
Wow.
She just turned 20. So, hey, amen. Prayers work. Prayers work, guys. I'm telling you. And so that's, you know, and she goes to school. She just graduated 2 years ago, but she's still going to school because the medically fragile kids still can go to school until like 22 or something like that. And she's incredible. She uses her eyes to communicate. So imagine having a Surface Pro that you can use your eyes to surf the internet, just your eyes.
Yeah.
So that's what she does. So she can skip ads on YouTube. She can watch cartoons. She says, "Dad, come here." You know, and I gotta be like, "Can you say please?" You know, like stuff like that, like, you know. And she's like, "Please," you know. So it's pretty amazing that she can communicate.
Wow.
Thank God for technology.
Yeah.
So I have a medically fragile daughter, which is another thing that you have to think of. You know, you have bad days. You know, and the lack of nursing, which means mom and dad, my wife and I have to step it up even more for her care.
We're not getting younger. There's a lot of caregivers out there that you have to take care of yourself as well, because if you're not around
to take care of your child, your elderly parent, your grandparent, and who is right, that's constantly on my mind too, bro. So it's pretty stressful.
Wow.
My life is stressful. Maybe that's why I like doing parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of takes your mind off of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have from when we're neighbors, and you're always like lightened up the area. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe Buddy and Ren scrapping, or maybe my dad's giving me a hard time. Hey, you better get your life together, whatever. You lighten up a room, a community, and that's a gift. So
yep, smile, bro. It's
amazing.
Contagious.
Yeah,
just smile.
And then you do a side hustle. What is that about? You're telling me
side
about
hustle. Yeah. So
or main hustle, side hustle, parallel hustle.
Earlier, we're talking about the whole pandemic and having to switch gears. I came across this company called Secret, SEAC as in the ocean, Secret. And the company originally was just doing skincare. So like 20 years ago, you would see them with some beautiful Israeli girl wanting you to...
In the mall.
Yeah, in the mall.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, try this, They knew once you put it on your skin, you was going to buy them.
Oh, they're
good.
Israeli, those girls in the mall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so like, it's minerals from the Dead Sea, that's inside of these products. So they originally was that. They got out of that, went into direct sales, direct marketing. So they not only do skincare now, they do nutrition, which has been incredible. Some of the best shakes, greens. They have the first ingestible molecular hydrogen tablet, which a lot of the sports guys know about molecular hydrogen, being able to hydrate your body quickly and safely. So that they're ready to play the sports again. But, most normal people don't know too much. They're like, hydrate, just drink water.
Yeah.
Oh, now what kind of water are we going to drink? Alkaline water, regular kind of water, boiled water, distilled water, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, you can drink the water, but will you absorb the water for your body to be hydrated? So now it's like, okay, well, what's in your gut that's stopping your body from absorbing the water? So this one kind of eliminates that. It's releases hydrogen in your stomach, and it's picked up from your cells, and it just hydrates you. It's got calcium, magnesium with this molecular hydrogen. And that's just our recovery. There's so much more products. All of our products keep you more alkaline. And so as we're getting older, I was like, hey, health is wealth. I got to start taking care of my body. And, and hydration is the key for most of our body is like 90% water or something like that. I don't know. But it also is the key in recovery for your muscles, and so to stay hydrated is really healthy. So with that
thing sounds like a good after you drink at night thing.
Oh,
we
have a thing called Booster that will normalize you while you sleep. So if you do indulge with some alcoholic beverages, you don't wake up with a hangover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's keeping yourself more alkaline and less acidic.
Is that what alcohol does to you? Makes you acidic?
Everything makes you acidic. All the sugars, the bad food that we eat. And guess who loves acidic bodies?
Cancer cells.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cancer cannot survive in an alkaline state.
Yeah.
So you want your body to be more alkaline and less acidic. That's what the nutrition does, So skincare, nutrition, they just added travel. They got, you probably use Expedia. You probably use, Booking. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like all these
Expedia pissed me off.
All those guys, yeah. Third parties, they gotta pay big money for the advertising, right? Yeah. We have our own wholesale booking engine. It's like 3 different booking engines in one. So with travel, we got the best accommodations, And we do getaways, and we got I think the best deals out there. And when you're part of this business, everything becomes a write-off. And so now you're right. Yeah.
We're not giving tax advice. We're not CPAs.
Absolutely.
We're not tax attorneys.
This is upon my own experiences.
But that's an interesting thing. You were saying, tell us about that. You're saying people, some people that now because they have this travel business.
Yes. So travel is your business. Whether you're traveling personal or business, it becomes a write-off.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take your family to Disneyland, right? Your business is travel. You're experiencing Disneyland with your family. It is a write-off because that's your business. A lot of people who are, say, in construction, they'll go, oh, yeah, well, I went up and we had one meeting. We want to talk about construction stuff. So, yeah, go right off the trip. That's not legal. You can't.
I heard you're supposed to spend 50% of your time doing the business.
Right. And if you're traveling with your families, you're probably not doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they sway a little bit. But that's one thing. I think a lot of people don't take advantage of free enterprise world like America, right? America was based on free enterprise business owners. Mm-hmm. So the tax laws is a lot of times made to benefit those business owners. Mm-hmm. You're told to
100%.
Yeah, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, right? And pay your taxes, and that's it. And then maybe you get an extra 10 years of your life you can travel.
If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he'll tell that's not what the rich teach their kids.
No.
They teach you to not pay your taxes.
Yeah, so it's about the money. It's not about what you make, it's what you keep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that's just part. It's just a small part of that. I think anybody, no matter what type of business it is, you should have some type of business so that you do have your write-offs. And others will say, well, if everybody's writing off stuff, who can fund the government? Well, maybe they'll be more mindful of the money they spend in.
That's a whole can of worms, but my bottom line is I was in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
And I remember and I'm a young guy. I don't know business the way I know it now, but they came to me and they're like, hey, we're ordering new whatever. And I was like, for what? They go, end of fiscal year. I said, so? It was like July or August because fiscal year is October. Like, we have to exhaust the budget.
Bro.
I was like, what do you mean? The desk is fine. We just bought this desk. Yeah. The whatever is fine. We just bought that. They're like, yeah, but we have to use the budget or we won't get it next year.
Get them next year.
And I was like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
And we would waste. We'd throw stuff out just so we could buy new stuff. Mm-hmm. And my thing about paying taxes is the sentiment is correct. People are like, I want to pay my taxes because I want to help the poor people and the homeless people and that's 100%. You're right.
Yeah, if it goes down. Right.
But it's an inefficient entity. Yeah. Like people will look at the Red Cross with scrutiny. Mm-hmm. They'll say, but only 5 cents on the dollar makes it to the people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that's true with the Red Cross, but for example, the Green Cross, let's call it. People will look at those entities and say, I give $1 and only 5 cents makes it. I don't want to give $1. Okay, well, why you want to pay more taxes than you have to? Because that's government is an inefficient
I don't mind
charity.
paying taxes. I will pay my share.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather give it to something that is more efficient. More dollars go for good than to waste.
Yeah, I say pay yourself first.
Yeah. So there's a travel component to this business. There's other products, and
I mean it's a lifestyle company. I don't think there's anybody out there that wants to look older, no. and feel junk. Yeah. I don't think anybody out there wants to feel junk and look older. Like I think everybody wants to look better, feel better, right? And when you look better, you feel better. You want to go out and experience the world better. Yeah, that's why I love this company. I mean, we help you look better, feel better, and experience the world better. So
if people want to get in touch with it, be to learn how they can contribute to Maui, to maybe there's someone else out there who has a child and they want fellowship with you because they have a child with high medical needs, or Pipi Sound and Lighting for parties and or your other businesses. How do they get in touch with you?
Definitely find me on social media. I'm at Primetime Pipi. I'm also at Secret Agent Pipi, Secret SEA, CRET, Agent Pipi, and and you can always just say, "Hey, brother," when I'm walking around and stuff like that. Like I always love talking story. I mean, obviously, Portuguese. We only had 30 minutes, and now we're like 2 hours later. But hey.
That's how it goes.
But we could talk story forever. But the fact that this guy was my neighbor and he told me that I was gonna come on his podcast, I was like, wait, you interviewing me or am I gonna interview you? And like I'm used to interviewing people. We're gonna turn this around, okay?
Next time
let's talk a little bit more about you, Big D.
Yeah, next time. Anytime you want to come back, bro.
We'll talk story about you.
But hey, some of the stories we cannot tell them on here.
No, that's okay. It's okay. We can put some filters on it, yeah. Okay. But this guy's got an amazing story. All right, you have an amazing story as well. Okay, coming from where you was from high school, joining the military, right? To I can't believe you have 2 kids and a wife later.
Yeah.
And being in real estate, which you talked about a lot, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, buddy. And now to see, how you've grown is incredible.
I appreciate it, man.
So like, dude, hand bombs, bro. Congratulations, bro. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate
What a great father figure as well.
Wow. Thank you. Podcast Hawaii.
All right.
All right, bro. Thank you.